Hey there, I'm Janet Bartoli with the Bartoli Consulting Group. And today, what I want to do is share with you some information that I share with all of my clients before we even start down any kind of digital marketing program. I no longer offer proposals for any of the work that we do. We feel that proposals are really more outdated. It was great for the time that they were used, but when it comes to a small business, there's many different digital marketing activities that you can and should be employing in your overall strategy and approach to trying to reach your targeted audience. And so the best way, in my professional opinion, by understanding that is by conducting a digital marketing assessment. And so this is something that I created early on in 2024. And this was for the purpose of helping a small business owner really genuinely understand whether it's paid search or social media or a podcast or a YouTube channel or blogging or creating more content or doing SEO or any of those things would be the most beneficial. And the best way to really know is by conducting a digital marketing assessment. Now, I'm going to share with you um, exactly what that looks like. So they'll have a better view in terms of what I'm talking about here. Digital marketing assessment is comprised of three specific pieces. A digital marketing assessment includes a site analysis. And so the site analysis goes into depth and detail about what your site is, who it is that you're really trying to track. We're looking at the copy, the messaging, all of the conversion points across your website. Is it technically does it have a page speed problem? Are there broken links? We're looking at everything on the inside, but also as a user might experience your website. We're also doing a full competitive analysis. So we're understanding your competition and where that audience is maybe finding your competitors and they're not finding you. And again, I'm not talking specifically about just Google, but it could be on YouTube. It could be through a Reddit forum. Anywhere online that your prospective customer is where we're diving into the research and the analysis on that. We're also doing a digital marketing strategy and a SWOT analysis. And a SWOT analysis, for those that maybe don't know, it stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And we outline all of those right alongside your strategy. We build out a customized 6-month strategy for your business after going through all this analysis. So then it really just makes more sense in terms of what it is we're looking at. How can you possibly determine what plan or what path you should take if we don't really conduct that analysis? Now, to start with the search analysis, we do a full analytics analysis. And if you don't have analytics set up, we can help set that up for you. But we're going to look at your Google Google Analytics or whatever analytics platform you may be using, HubSpot or some of the others. We'll just get some access to that so that we can have a look and an understanding in terms of what is actually happening from your website. What kind of traffic are you getting? Is it converting? Do you have converting events set up in that? We're also looking at your Google Search Console, which should be tied in to some reporting method, and we can go into that in more detail. We're looking at your Google business profile, whether your business is local or national brand. There should still be a fully optimized Google business profile. So we'll look and review that. We'll also provide very specific recommendations. We're also going to look at your site from a technical SEO standpoint. So we're looking to see, what is the page speed like? Are there areas in the site where there's maybe broken links, or the navigation and the URL structure is not compliant or not working correctly, or does not have the best user experience? We're also going to identify whether your site and all of its pages are actually being found and crawled and indexed in Google's index. Then we'll also make sure that we provide specific recommendations for each of those things that we identify. We're also going to do a content strategy because, of course, your website should be filled with expert, very valuable and helpful content. And so what we want to do is identify your brand as that as it relates to that specific topic or subject matter that your brand is known for. We want to make sure that there's an alignment with regards to topical authority and making sure that your brand is the authority on that specific topic. And we do that through a content strategy. The content strategy is not made up of a keyword ranking report. It's not even made up of keywords. We're talking topics, those specific subject matter pieces that your brand should be associated with, or you as an expert should be associated with. We then also look at user experience. We analyze the user journey and understand from a user's perspective, is it easy to access your website and then convert into doing something? So that's also a very indirect method for properly optimizing the website. And then, as I mentioned, we'll do a full conversion funnel review to make sure that there are converting points across the website. Your website should no longer be a brochure. That was great 20 years ago, but right now it is best that it should be generating warm, qualified leads for your sales team or anyone that takes sales, whether you have a team or not, whether it's just yourself. You want to make sure that your website is doing work every single day to reach and convert that specific audience who could be potentially a new client of yours. Then we're also going into audience insights, and it's really critically important to really understand your audience. And you may know your audience as 45 to 65 male interested in life insurance. That could be one persona or one example. We take it 4 steps deeper, and we really understand if it is that, in fact, that person. We want to understand what podcasts is he subscribed to, what YouTube channels does he typically watch, and what are the other websites that he might typically visit. We also understand the different search phrases and things that might be important to that specific audience type. So we get into the nuts and bolts of who your audience is, because ultimately that's who we want to meet and reach, and that should be a major part of your specific analysis and your strategy. Now, each of these pieces, as I mentioned, they're each sections in this. And you can see that we build out each piece. You'll get a specific access to a report in a privately shared folder, which I'll share with you a little bit about what that looks like in a minute. But I step through each aspect of this in a 90-minute meeting with you and your team following all of the research that we conduct. So we're going through all of this. There's a tremendous amount of information here, and we share all of this with you because, as I said, this really informs us. If we decide to work together, we need to understand from a data perspective what we're doing next. And in order to achieve success with you, we need to be able to look specifically at your site and understand your business goals and objectives and line it up with what the output of this digital marketing assessment. So you can see, I mean, we go into very, very big detail. We're doing all of this. This is just on the content strategy part of it. We then create a whole 16 pieces with topics. We create 16 topics, 16 pieces of content specifically built for your website, because again, you've got to become the authority in that space. I will share a lot of things here. Again, this also maps up to whether or not you might need to revisit your website and whether it should have a website redesign, because of course that website of yours should be a major part of your digital marketing efforts. And so navigation, visual design, functionality, you can see this is a very in-depth report. This is something that we've had many clients walk away and say, wow, we have never had this much data and insight. And yes, it can seem like a lot, but it's absolutely important and imperative to have all of this information so that we all are on the same page with what the strategy should be moving forward. So that's a little bit about what that is. And now I'm going to share with you what that specifically looks like, all of the data and the output. Here is that assessment for that specific client. And then we go into specific recommendations. All of these are recommendations. And I review this in a 90-minute meeting with you and your team. I step you through piece by piece, and I explain to you exactly what is involved in all of these recommendations. These are your deliverables. I have reports, and I've got other deliverables about page speed. We create titles. We're really doing a full roundup of everything that probably likely was never done. That is what a digital marketing strategy is. If you have any questions at all, or if you're interested in having a digital marketing assessment conducted for your business, feel free to reach directly with me, either via email, or you can go to bartoliconsulting.com and you can reach me there. Thank you.